to the All Canadian Reptile Girl with me, Annalise. Today is part one of a two-part video on one of, if not the, defining attribute of a snake. A snake's head. No, not that snake head. This snake head. You might find them adorable, like I do, or like many, you might find them scary. But either way, the bitey end of the snake is a marvel of evolution, and absolutely incredible. Let's get started! So, what makes a snake a snake? Well, welcome to the set. Hello. I bet most people might say that it's cold-blooded, long, slender, legless body, right? Nope. Legless lizards check all those boxes. They aren't snakes. Same deal with caecilians. They're amphibians. Heck, even snakes don't check all those boxes. Many boas and pythons still have vestigial legs. Going back into the fossil record, we find ancestral snakes with stubbier bodies and 2 or even 4 legs. So, if this dramatic, wiggly, legless body isn't what makes a snake, then what is? Well, if you looked at the title of the video, and if you were paying attention to the first 30 seconds, you could probably guess that it's their head. Without arms or claws, snakes can't grab or tear up their prey like most predators. Their musculature is designed for locomotion and constriction, not chomping. You probably already know that they swallow everything whole. This means that they have to figure out a way to get big food through a tiny head, or be satisfied with many tinier meals. Anyone who's tried to feed a boa, like Tatuba here, can tell you that that tiny food is out of the question, isn't it? Very healthy appetites. I should warn you that there will be some footage in this video of snakes eating frozen thawed rodents, so if that's something that upsets you, you might want to check out another one of my videos instead, but I really hope that you stay. How this all works is really fascinating. Snakes do this by having the most incredible, convoluted, kinesthetic, that's a fun word to say, kinesthetic skull imaginable. It's really cool, but before I get into all that craziness, I'd like to thank you all once again for watching. Hitting that subscribe button helps a lot, and if you want to make sure that you get alerted every time I upload a video, make sure that you hit that bell icon. I've got merch too, so if you want some All Canadian Reptile Girl gear, please go check out my store. It is a great way to support my channel, links in the description. Now, for most animals, the size of their food is limited by the size of their mouth and how wide they can do this. Rigid jaws like ours make a good foundation for a strong bite, but are really limited in being able to open in really just one direction, and they can only go so far. Snakes have a bunch of extra goodies in their skull that allow them to move in ways unlike any other animal. You may have been told, taught, or read that snakes will unhinge their jaws. This is wrong. It's just wrong. Educators of the world, please stop telling people this. To us reptile people, saying that a snake unhinges their jaw is probably almost as bad as saying that snakes are poisonous when they really mean venomous. It really should be worse if you think about it, because there are at least some poisonous snakes out there, while there are no snakes that unhinge their jaw. They just don't need to, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, so instead of a simple hinge like our jaws with the jawbone connecting directly to a solid skull, snakes have additional bones in their jaw that extend the pivot point and open the jaw wider up and down and allow the jaw to flex outward. Here is my poorly made model to demonstrate. This is no way to scale or anatomically correct. My dad made it for this, and to be fair, I only gave him like a day's notice that I wanted to use this for a prop for a video, so if you want to tease him in the comment section below, okay, he used to be pretty tough, he can probably handle it.
Used to be.
I mean, he's so tough.
Ouch. Make your own prong next time.
You wanted to help. So, this orange bone is called the quadrate, and it meets with, depending on the species, either the supratemporal or squamosal bone here, this blue one. What these bones do is they move the pivot point from here, where it would be on S, to way back here. This allows for a bigger gape, and all this area is available to stuff food into. That's just the beginning. Our jawbone, well, most vertebrates' jawbone, is one solid kind of U-shaped piece. A snake's jawbone, which is called the dentary, is not. Dentary is this green one. Where the chin should be, there are flexible ligaments that allow the front of the snake's jaws to swing open.
Good?
Yes. I don't know why I had to do that, but I did. Now we're talking about a hole like this to fit a meal in. Some snakes' lower jaw bones are even split into two, a front and a rear, meaning that they can further lengthen or flex the lower jaw and extend their gape even further. Pretty impressive, right? I think I could probably fit my head in there. While researching this, I learned a really cool fact. Some of these extra bones that snakes have, we have too. We just use them in a completely different way. We have 3 tiny bones in our ears that help us hear. These are the same bones that allow a snake's jaw to pivot. A snake's need to open wide. What are you doing? A snake's need to open wide was far greater than their need for sophisticated hearing. So the bones evolved to facilitate a wide gape. We can chew food, so those bones were hijacked by evolution to help us in a way that we needed. Snakes can still hear without these bones, by the way. It's a myth that they're deaf. They just rely more on the vibrations picked up through their jaw to send signals to their internal ears than the vibrations through the air like we do. The rest of the bones in a snake's skull are not fused like ours either. This gives the top and sides of their skull the ability to flex around their food too. Their upper jaw has an inner and outer part that move independently of each other. The outer anterior part is called the maxilla, which is right here on us and right here on them, and holds a bunch of teeth. On rear fang snakes like hognose snakes, garter snakes, false water cobras, right at the back here is where the rear fang is. The inner posterior part of the jaw is made up of these pink pterygoid bones. They're not pink on the snakes, they're just pink on the model. In humans and many other animals, these bones help form our palate at the roof of our mouth. In snakes, they attach to the rest of the skull with ligaments and can move independently, and are often home to 2 additional rows of backwards facing teeth. The independent movements of the upper jaw bones allow the snake to use something called jaw walking, or pterygoid walking. It's kind of an alternating side-to-side motion that they do with their head and with their pterygoid bones. It is a very effective way to get food where it needs to go, deeper into the gaping maw of the beast. Once the food is down and the snake is done misshaping their heads, they will spend a bit of time realigning all their bones. You'll see them yawning and wiggling their jaw side to side and all sorts of other motions to get everything reset. There's a lot going on there, right? But the skull structure is only one part of the picture. The bones can shift, but they have rough, scaly skin. Why doesn't it split open when they're trying to swallow something 5 times bigger than their head? And how do they breathe with a gigantic food item stuffing every millimeter of their face? Well, I'm going to talk about that in part 2. I might even talk about some cool bonus features that they have now by adopting some of these amazing traits. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about the fascinating biology of a snake's skull. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to check out my other videos and my store, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook too, where I post pictures daily mostly on my reptiles. As always, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon too. I've recently learned how important that is. But most importantly, remember to nurture all nature. See you next time. Bye. Snake, you're not really cooperating. This is why I usually have my hair back. It's really cool, but before I get into all that craziness, I'd like you all I'd like to all thank you. Okay. This is like the editing and you go back scene by scene. I'd like to all thank. Also kind of looks like hands. So, I wonder what to do now. Oh well. You don't see that?